Good morning, or maybe it's good evening or good afternoon. Welcome to my home, or at least the little part of my home that you can see. I am Reverend Kelly Isola, and it is my joy and my privilege to be with you this morning to talk about the talk title is Be the Longing, which is another way of talking about belonging. But before I leap into that, I want to share a little piece from the Absolute Word, which comes from Paul Hasselbeck. He has permission on to take a daily word writing and shift the language a little bit into oneness language. And the affirmation is fits so beautifully about talking about being the longing, like be what you long to see in the world, that I wanted to share it with you because really it's about smiling. So the affirmation goes, as I smile, I lavishly share joy and love from my divinity. As I smile, pause for a moment and do that and just smile. Feel your heart smiling. As I smile, I lavishly share joy and love from my divinity. Smiling at my reflection in a mirror, I see the light shining from me. How many of us stand in front of a mirror and just smile at ourselves? Right now, in this time, what's going on in our world, I think this is a practice we should adopt every day and not just once a day. Smiling at my reflection in a mirror, I see the light shining from me. I feel a quickened awareness of the omnipresent principles of joy and love. I realize how simply and beautifully my smile expresses those principles without any need for words. Excuse me, no need for words, just smile. Even if a language barrier prevents me from understanding another's words, I know most people respond to a friendly smile. My smile conveys goodwill, communicates delight from an unexpected blessing, and expresses awe at the sight of a star filled night sky. A child not yet able to talk shares love and joy quite effectively with a sunny smile. How many of us have looked at a child, a small child, and they smile and we can't help but smile? Or we look at a small child and they're not smiling and we do everything we can to get them to smile. It's because we belong with each other. There's power in the smile. I feel happy when others smile at me. This friendly, welcoming gesture reminds me that we are all inherently principle, one in spirit. Here's the affirmation again. As I smile, I lavishly share joy and love from my divinity. I'm going to say that one more time and then I can't hear you, but I'm going to invite you to say it with me. As I smile, I lavishly share joy and love from my divinity. Ready? Together? Let's see if I can hear you through the internet. As I smile, I lavishly share joy and love from my divinity. Yes, we do. So hold that in your heart for a moment. Hold that smiling. Feel your heart smiling. And if you don't feel your heart smiling, maybe there's a lot going on in your world and feeling challenged or uncertain, then put a smile on your face. And guess what? The heart smiles. So let's hold that for a moment as our prayer intention. Remembering that as I smile, I'm sharing principle, I'm sharing God. I am sharing my joy and love from my divinity, from the one presence and one power. I share my smile, my joy, my love, and so it is. Amen. I'm smiling because I'm imagining where lots of people are this morning as they're watching. I know that some people might be at the beach, some people may be in their homes, some may be in the mountains. That's one of the things that I actually really love about online church. It's one of the things I love about, speaking through the airways, speaking through a camera. I get to imagine, and that's powerful to imagine who is on the other side. Because guess what? I can imagine anything and anybody I want. So join with me this morning. Let's go on a little journey about belonging, about to be the longing. I don't know if you've seen the movie The Woman in Gold. It's Helen Mirren is the lead, and it's an amazing movie. And basically, I'll try to capture it real small, but it's there's a lot to it. She is she escapes um, Nazi Austria as a child, and her parents are killed in a concentration camp. But what gets lost, like so many thousands and millions of Jews, lost so much artwork that was taken by the Nazis. And so this is a true story of a woman who had a picture that was worth millions. It was a Klimt painting, and it was called The Woman in Gold. And it had been in her family, and it wound up in a museum, and the museum, for decades wouldn't recognize its true ownership. But it's a wonderful, powerful movie. Not just the story itself, and there's always the pain and the conflict and the triumph, but there's this line in the middle that just really caught me. And it's right before she leaves to escape, but she has to leave her parents. And she's in the living room. Her parents are sitting in chairs. She kneels down in front of them. She being Helen Mirren, her character, and she's a teenager, I believe, or very young adult, and she's talking to her father, and he's telling her to go, and that uh, she has to leave them behind. Actually, I think she's young adult married, but she and her husband have to escape, and her parents are talking her into leaving. And these parting words from her father, he says, "We did everything we did to contribute. We did everything we could to contribute, and everything we could to belong. We did everything we could to contribute, and everything we could to belong." And the first time I heard that, I just thought, wow, what a powerful, powerful statement to leave my child. To tell my child, to tell someone that knowing I won't see them again, or maybe won't see them for a long time, that I did everything I could to contribute and everything that I could to belong. Which means it's not just about me. So it's a statement that says, what am I doing to contribute? What am I contributing in terms of just what's right in front of me, my world, what's beyond it in my community and the town I live in, and what did I do everything I could to contribute? I don't know. I just have to check in. You know, and the statement isn't meant to I should be doing more, I should be doing more. It's not a sentence to invite us into any kind of shame or I'm not doing enough or what I'm doing wrong. It's just an inquiry. It's an inquiry about looking at who I'm being in the world, who I'm being in the world. And I think it's a fitting statement that goes along with the life of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I think she lived her life in that, asking herself about what she was contributing, and did she do everything she could to make sure that everyone knows they belong, that we all belong. Everyone has a place here, and it's a tough thing to live. Mother Teresa said that if we have no peace, it's because we have forgotten that we belong to each other. If we have no peace, it's because we've forgotten that we belong to each other. And belonging in this sense is not about an ownership thing. It's not about a power over. It's not about, you know, I'm connected forever, never gonna, forever linked. We are forever linked because we're life, because life is interconnected. All life is interconnected. But she said that statement, if we have no peace, it's because we've forgotten that we belong to each other. It's because we've forgotten that if I have peace and you don't have peace, then there is no peace. If you have love and I don't have love, then we've forgotten something. Then something's amiss. So look around you. Look around at your world. I mean, metaphorically, look around. You might be sitting by yourself, or you might be sitting with family or friends, but look around. One of the deepest human longings that we have, longing being a yearning, right? But one of the deepest longings we have is that longing to belong, to be a part of things, to be invited in, to be safe, to be protected. I don't know about you, but I have many more days these last 8 months or so where I don't have a sense of being safe. I'm doing the solo distancing thing. And I have a lot of days where I don't have a sense of that safety and protection. So I look around and I look, okay, who do I belong with? Right? Another way might be, who are my peeps? Everyone. It's a pretty big statement. It's a pretty big thing to lean into. But to be human is to belong. It just is. It's a circle that embraces everything, that embraces all life. And if we reject that, then we can wind up damaging our own nature. We're biologically wired to be herd animals, to be herd creatures. We like to herd. We travel in packs, so to speak. Of course, not real, but that's that belonging. We are hardwired for care. We are hardwired for compassion. We're hardwired to look out for, being afraid, to look out for each other. So the word belonging has two fundamental aspects to it: being and longing. That's why I title it Be the Longing. So those two aspects of our life is we have this aspect of being and we have an aspect of longing. Um, so I want to unpack both of those just a little bit, and I want to use a poem by John O'Donohue that he's an Irish poet, and he's one of my favorite writers. He's kind of famous, I think. He's an Irish teacher and an Irish poet, and he awakens readers and anyone who dives into his writings. He really awakens us to timeless truths. And so he has this one about being the longing. And I often find the writings a wonderful way to ease through periods of change, which you probably hear every day or every Sunday, that we're in change, we're moving through change. Yes, we are, and we can't escape it. It is what it is. So let's be the longing, right? Be what you long to see in the world. So I'm going to read some elements from his poem about being the longing and then just unpack a couple lines. He says, "Blessed be the longing that brought you here and quickens your soul with wonder. May you have the courage to listen to the voice of desire that disturbs you when you have settled for something safe. May you have the wisdom to enter generously into your own unease, to discover the new direction your longing wants you to take. May the forms of your belonging in love, creativity, and friendship be equal to the grandeur and the call of your soul. May the one you long for you. May your dreams gradually reveal the destination of your desire. May your mind inhabit your life with the sureness with which your body inhabits the world. May your heart never be haunted by ghost structures of old damage. May you come to accept your longing as a divine urgency." I love that line. "And may you know the urgency with which the divine longs for you." So just as we long to know the divine, to connect, that yearning, that longing is not a one directional, right? It's a dance we do. So let me unpack a couple lines. So the opening one says, "Blessed be the longing that brought you here and quickens your soul with wonder." So what is quickening, right? Quickening doesn't actually mean to go faster. The word quickening actually means to awaken, right? We don't often use the word, we don't hear it. We used to hear it a lot when talking about pregnant women. The child quickens in the womb. And quickening isn't about speed and going faster, it's about life. Quickening literally means to give life. So, blessed be the longing that brought you here and quickens your soul with wonder. Quickens what is awakening your soul with wonder, right? What is giving life to your soul with wonder. And it reminds me of the Gospel of Thomas, the verse 2 in the Gospel of Thomas. It's the verse that we're used to hearing: seek and you will find, knock and the door will be opened, this, do this and get this. But if you read the Gospel of Thomas, the second verse, it says, seek and you will find, but then it says, what you find will disturb you. What you find will disturb you. And it's very true. We seek and we find. And as we're seeking, as we're living out our longing, anything unlike what we long for, anything unlike that smile, right, that I said at the beginning, of our joy, of our love from our divinity, anything that's in the way of that, we get disturbed by. The traditional word is called chemicalization. It arises so that we might heal it, so that we might heal it, to move it, integrate it into ourselves, so that we can know the awe and wonder. Because that's the next step in the Gospel of Thomas verse. So seek and you will find. What you find will disturb you. What disturbs you will open to awe and wonder. Because it does. What disturbs us, when we be with it, when we sit with it, when we be with our challenges and what we don't like, right, will lead us to, when we take care of it, when we heal it, when we address it, when we don't try to put on rose-colored glasses or deny and affirm it away, but actually be with that which needs healing, what's being pointed to, because that's what we're really longing for. So we will open to awe and wonder. And then the last part of the verse is, we will reign over our world, meaning we have power in our world, meaning now I can do something about this. I seek, I find, and I can contribute, right? We did all we could to contribute. We did all we could to belong. So that's the first part. Another line says, may you have the courage to listen to the voice of desire that disturbs you when you have settled for something safe. Again, it's just coming back to that. I'll just use another part from that Gospel of Thomas verse. Seek and you will find. What you find will disturb you. So listen, have the courage to listen to what has gotten disturbed, right? And what needs your attention. Is it because we have settled for something safe? Is it because something seems overwhelming? It's too much for me. I don't know how to do that. I'm overwhelmed. I got to tell you, Friday night, I just kind of went into a little cave. After the week I'd had, and then the death of um, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and I just wanted to just shrink into my cave. So I did for a few hours. I did. I just disappeared because I wanted a sense of safety. But then I have to emerge, right, and deal with what's disturbing me. The next line says, may you have the wisdom to enter generously into your own unease. See more of this. May you have the wisdom to enter generously into your own unease, to discover the new direction your longing wants you to take. That's the next step, right? Seek and you will find. What you find will disturb you. That's the first part. First, you'll be disturbed. And then when you stay with that, recognizing it for it's come for your own healing, then you will move into the awe and wonder. And what is disturbed will take you, what you find that is disturbing will take you into the new direction of your longing. Then there's another line in there that says, may the one you long for you. Yeah. And it doesn't necessarily mean in a romantic way. It might for some people, but just sit with that. That's a wonderful line to just sit with in meditation. May the one you long for you. I don't know what that means for you, but I know it's a dance. I know it's not a one directional energy. I know that in this world, the practice of generosity, the practice of benevolence, that practice of smiling is not just one directional. So may the one you long for you. May your mind inhabit your life with the sureness with which your body inhabits the world. May your mind inhabit your life with the sureness with which your body inhabits the world. So that's just a question for us. That's a question for us to go, okay, uh, does my body inhabit this world with a sense of sureness, with a sense of I'm here, with a sense of power in my world? Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I am unsure. Sometimes I'm not comfortable in my body. Sometimes I have old tapes running that, okay, you don't look like Barbie, kind of thing. And if my body doesn't inhabit this world with a sense of sureness that, yes, I'm here and I feel my whole beingness from the top of my head to my tippy toes, like feel all of that and feel it solidly planted in this world, then what is mine to do? What do I long for in order to have that sense? And if I have that sense, may my mind also be in this life, be in this world with the same sense of sureness, with the same sense of certainty, with the same sense of knowing that we all belong, that I belong here, that I've done all I could do to belong, which then also means I've done all I could for you to know that you belong. There another line in the poem says, "May a secret providence guide your thought and nurture your feeling." May a secret providence guide your thought and nurture your feeling. Myrtle Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, talked about a lot and wrote about threefold healing: the body, the mind, and the soul. And she said that when you feel it in your body, it's irresistible to the soul. When you feel it in your body, it's irresistible to the soul. So our work, our healing work, is we're to feel it in our body, right? Just like that last line, may my body inhabit this world. So whatever's going on in my world, may I feel it in my whole body, because then it's irresistible to my soul. It's irresistible to healing. It's irresistible to being transformed. It really is. It really is. May you come to accept your longing as divine urgency, and may you know the urgency with which God longs for you. So may you come to accept your longing as divine urgency. Sometimes I think we get a little stuck in longing and wanting. And sometimes they're not that different. But we have yearning, we have longing, we have wanting, right? So, but is the wanting or the yearning or the longing, is it, what is it exactly? And is there fear attached to that? Like, if I don't get it, is it unclear? Is it something that's here to serve? Is it, it's our own work to notice what we long for, and to be clear that my soul, that my being knows therein lies the direction of my activity. Therein lies the direction of my next steps. Therein lies the direction of my internal work of wisdom, of compassion, of healing, of pausing, right? Sometimes I think we just long for the pause, right? Like Mother Teresa said, if we have no peace, it's because we've forgotten that we belong to each other. Well, sometimes that peace is that inner peace, to just pause. I don't know about you, but the more pauses I have, the more of those peace just stop, like stop the world, I want to get off. The more of those peace, pausing moments, big breath, the more that I know that I belong with you, and that my healing needs to happen because your healing needs to happen. My peace is dependent on your peace. We have a sort of a cultural thing in Unity of being rugged individualists, and believe me, I'm all for rugged individualism. It has done me very well in my life, and it's not the whole picture. That's one piece, right? This rugged individualism. There's creativity in that. There's fire in that. There's the ability to move forward. There's the ability to do small things with great love, with great joy, smiling, right? Rugged individualist. I smile. That's all of me. There's a whole lot. I can be smiling on the inside and no one could necessarily know it or see it. That's all me. But there's more to it. It's not just the rugged individualism. There's the we, that we contribute. So I use that individualism to know that we belong to each other. So if we have no peace, remember, not only do we belong to each other, but it's also an invitation to be the longing, right? It's an invitation. It's not just remembering that we belong to each other, but it's an invitation to be the longing. I had a fabulous teacher for a very long time. He was my teacher, my friend, my beloved, is what I call him. And he told me years and years ago that the greatest spiritual practice he knew was to discover what you are most missing in life right? What am I longing for? And then give that thing away. And it sounds very counter, like, wait a minute, cognitive dissonance. It's missing in my life. How can I give it away? But it's not missing. It's not missing. What I long for, what I yearn for, its roots are not outside of me. They start here, which means I need to pause, connect, tap in. What is mine to contribute, right? Discover what's most missing in my life and then give that thing away. So, let me give you a few examples. When you long for a friend to support you, be the friend to another. Someone calls and's looking for a friend, be that friend. Or pick up the phone and call someone. Find out if they're well. So where you long for a friend to support you, be the friend that supports another. When you long to know peace, be the non-anxious presence during times of tension. Right? It's not about magical conjuring something that doesn't exist. It's sort of putting ourselves aside and engaging and becoming aware and tapping into our faculties of faith and power and zeal and strength and wisdom to bring forward, right? May we know that we did all we could to contribute. So when you long to know peace, be the non-anxious presence. Next time you're in a time of tension, you be that. Where you long for community and connection, be the heartbeat of whatever group you're with, right? We long for community. I know that doing church online is stressful for people. We want to be together in person. I do too. I do too. And it's just not really safe everywhere. It's just not. So I long for community and connection. I can't touch you, but I can look through the camera and imagine. I can close my eyes and imagine someone that I love dearly the last time I was holding their hand, the last time I was hugging them. I can close my eyes and imagine that. And remember what Myrtle said, if you feel it in your body, it's irresistible to the soul. I can bring it to life. So if what you long for is community, is connection, be that heartbeat. Be it with whatever group you're with, whether it's online or not. I've discovered during the pandemic that I can have the same connections online that we have believed for a long time it has to be touch, and it doesn't. Of course, that's what I want. I'm not willing to give it up altogether. I just can't have it right now. So be what you long for. When you long to feel less afraid, be the hand that reaches out with generosity. Right? If you're feeling afraid, if you're feeling unsafe, then reach out your hand in goodness, reach out your hand in generosity. And when you long to know that your presence here matters, be the gift of welcoming. When you long to know that your presence here matters, that you already are loved, and that you already belong. There's nothing you need to do, there's nothing you need to say, there's absolutely nothing I need from you or anyone. Hear that. You are already loved and you already belong. And when you want to, if you're not aware of that, if you don't know that, and you long to know that, then be that gift for someone else and just speak the words. Remind someone else you are already loved and you already belong. You cannot mess it up. It already is. So let's smile. Remember, smiling. Smiling comes from our divinity. And we lavishly share that smile of joy and love in a moment of stillness and meditation. Put a smile on your face right now. And just by smiling, you are sharing it lavishly. And lavishly means put some zeal behind it, put some power behind it. Smile like you've never smiled before. And hold that smile for just a moment in the quiet. We give thanks for this time together. We give thanks for the knowing that as we smile, we lavishly share our joy and our love from our divinity. And that smile reminds us to be the longing, to be that which we long to see in the world. If you look around and see that something is missing, be that which you long. You are already loved. You already belong. You can't mess that up because you are here. So blessed be the longing that brought you here and quickens your soul with wonder. And so it is, and so it is. Amen. So we're going to go forth and be the longing, right? We're going to be that which we long to see in the world. So I invite you to hold your love offering in your hand. That one of the things that allows our being the longing in the world is to share our minds, to share our time, to share our finances, to practice the giving of resiliency. So hold your giving in your hand, maybe hold it on your heart, and smile. And know that you can give at any time, any amount, to support Unity of Hilton Head, to support the ongoing community here. And not just community Unity of Hilton Head, but the greater community that the church serves. Remember, if we want to be, a presence, then we have to, in our community, then we have to demonstrate that. If we want to know peace, then we need to be a non-anxious presence. If we want to have a strength in our community, then we need to be that strength. And some of that is in the giving of our gifts and our tithes. So hold that to your heart and smile, and know that you can give on the website, unityofhiltonhead.org. There's a practice generosity button. I believe you can also mail checks, but I think the quickest way is through the website. So hold your love offering and know that divine love through me, divine love as me, blesses and multiplies all that I give, all that I receive, and I am grateful. I am grateful. So remember, as you smile, you lavishly share joy and love from your divinity. And ask yourself every day, or tell yourself every day, I did everything I could to contribute and everything I could to belong. And is that true? So go forth and be the longing, be that which you long to see in the world, with big smiles, lavishly sharing who you've come here to be. Make a great day, be blessed, and I'll see you soon.